What's up everyone, this is your boy Chris back with another reptile video to teach you guys raise your reptile in the best conditions as they can have. So today what I decided to go over is the Eclipse lines that everyone is wanting to know about. You know, there's so many different things that comes from Eclipse, and I just had to share this with you guys because there are a lot of people that just don't know about these Eclipse effect. I prepared this slide for you guys to kind of learn and see all these visual example photos. So you guys can have a better understanding for these lines. So if you're getting any leopard geckos or red-eye plastics, make sure you watch our videos and subscribe to learn more about them. And also, if you have them already, this is definitely a great way to see which genetics your leopard geckos has. So let's get started. So the first slide that I prepared today for you guys, it's going to be the red eye. You know, Eclipse, there's so many different colors and patterns with their eyes, and usually red eye is the ones that are combinations mixed with the albino lines with Eclipse. So you can have Tremper or Bell or Rainwater albinos with the Eclipse and you will get these red eyes. The reason why they have this red eye is because albino lines itself don't show any black pigments. If you watched my video previously with the albino lines, which albino they tends to have the white with the red veins, and those red veins gets more exposed when there's Eclipse line altogether. And Eclipse itself is recessive, so it doesn't happen right away when you put non-Eclipse with Eclipse. It will be hat Eclipse. But if you have a full Eclipse or hat Eclipse or hat Eclipse, you will have this visual Eclipse that will pop up on your hatchlings. And red eye is one of the best example that I can find for Eclipse, and the example photo that I got you here is the Bell Eclipse, which is in other words called radar. I think they're super interesting, super cute. The eyes just reminds me of the rubies, the jewels. So if you like those type of colors, definitely this is one of the good collection or projects that you should be working on because they are amazing. One good news that I want to kind of give you guys an update on is I recently got a Bell Eclipse, which is super cute, super incredibly amazing, which I haven't received yet due to the weather in Las Vegas. It's really hot here, so I'm waiting for weather to cool down, but I actually paid for everything and reserved, so once the weather is down, then that's when I'll receive it. But I have the photos already, so I'll put that photos at the end of the video so you guys can see what it is if you guys are interested to know what I'm getting this year. So the second slide that I have for you is the different type of Eclipse that the Eclipse Gene has, and basically this one is a little bit interesting, which if you look at their eyes, they have the solid black on the one side, and the other side is just a red vein that albino genetic have, or black veins with the normal. Basically it's a mix between those two with the one is, and some leopard geckos even have one normal eyes, one Eclipse genetics line eye. So I thought this was pretty interesting to go over too, and some people call it as a window eye because I guess that's like a window type of eye where if you open the window, that's how it looks, maybe. On the picture, I have the 50-50% ratio of black and normal eyes, but it doesn't have to be 50-50%. It could be 20%, 10%, or it could be 9%. Long as it has that some kind of ratios in that eye, then you will consider as a snake eye. The third slide that I brought today is the solid eye, which one of the best example I can think of is one of the girl that I have already in my project. She is the Super Snow Eclipse. She has that solid black eye. These are amazing. They look cute when they have this type of color on their eye, and I generally do recommend this solid eye too. But I think overall from my experience, I think they're a little bit sensitive with the lights, like how Tremper albino does, because usually geckos, when they see a black light, their eye do get smaller, thinner, like how cat does. But because the genetics doesn't have that the eyelid or whatever that is, it's kind of hard for them to see a bright lights when there's lights in their space. So that's one thing that I have experienced from keeping the Super Snow Eclipse, the Galaxy Gar. And the fourth is Epnicinian. I found this morph recently while I was doing research, and I heard they have this clear eye with no pigment at all. You know, the left picture that I have as an example has this veins and black eye, but when you actually have Epnicinian morph, they don't have that black pigments like the black veins at all. I was trying to look for really good example photos for you guys, but unfortunately there's not many examples that I was able to find. So the best example that I can find was the one on the right, and if you have any good example photo that I'm able to share with you guys, make sure you send me an email. It's info@thegeckopia.com, and if you send that, I would love to check that out and see how they actually looks. But that was the best photo. Sorry guys if you couldn't see that photo well. That is the best photo that I can find, and I thought that was the only good example that I can share here on the slide. So let me know if you guys have any better ones, or if you got any better photos from your breeders or your friends. I would love to check them out with a bigger version of the eye. So now, since I went over the other eye colors and eye patterns, I'm going to be going over the body colorations effect. You know, there are some genetics, when you add those in there with the other genetics, the colors change, and this Eclipse is one of them, which I have two photos on our slide, and the top one is the normal tangerine, which is one of the good example. Not all the tangerines are like that, but when you see those photos, one on the top is super solid orange, right? And the one on the down below, it's a little bit of a yellowish and oranges. And this is what basically happens when you have an Eclipse genes put in together. Maybe there's something that is like super orange, but I haven't found those good example yet. So I think all of the Eclipse genetics tends to make the color a little bit less solid. So that is the two examples that I think it will be a good fit for the genetics. The top one doesn't have the Eclipse, and down one is the ones that has Eclipse. And the pattern wise, not all the Bell Eclipse going to have that dot pattern on their head. They can have a super hypo, like baldy patterns with no dots, like the ones you see on the top. But I just thought this is the good example to share when it comes to the colorations. So I added the picture, this one instead the other ones. So that's what it's gonna happen when you add Eclipse. So if you are doing if you're thinking about doing like the tangerine projects, and if you want to make it as solid as possible, I definitely don't recommend putting Eclipse Gene. It may be possible, but I don't think it is going to be an easy thing to do if you are wanting super orange color for your leopard gecko. And the fifth one is going to be the pie. This is one of the projects that I'm working on, the Galaxy. Although they have all these dots on their body, you can make pied, and usually those pie comes from the Eclipse genetics. The Super Snow itself, the Galaxy itself has Eclipse, but when you breed them over and over, the skin disease effect happens. It's not actually like a skin disease, it looks like a skin disease. In the first time when I got into the leopard gecko industry, I thought, why would people pay more to a gecko that looks more sick? Like, not like the good sick, like the bad sick, the ones that looks doesn't good. But turns out when you've been working with them and having them for so long, you just want to find something that is unique, and the Pie Galaxy is one of them. I've been looking for them quite a long time. There are not many, and their price is a little bit higher than the normal Super Snow. Their genetics are basically same, except that they have this Pie version. And Pie, I think they're like a line breed. So more you line breed with these Pie, you will eventually have a better ratio with these patterns. So that's something that I've been working on, and hopefully there's good ones comes out later next year or in 2 years. But I'm still working on it. I haven't seen any of those good pie yet in my collections. So that's pretty much it for the Eclipse lines. It could change the colorations for your body, and it could also have like a pie patterns on the skin, and also there's a different colors for eyes when it comes to Eclipse. And the last slide, which I have promised, that I got this new genetics that has Eclipse gene, and it's a Bell Eclipse, And this one has some pied with the Bell Eclipse, not the Super Snow, Bell Eclipse. Bell tends to have super solid color with the Eclipse eyes, but this one have a pied, which is, I think this is super interesting and super cool. So I'm going to be working on this in 2020, 2021 to see if I can come up with a better pied. I haven't seen anything better than this, but this is something that is coming into my locations when weather gets better. So I'm super excited to see the new hatchlings to our locations. So that's pretty much it. That's the things that I wanted to share for Eclipse lines. And check your leopard gecko to see if they have those type of eyes, and if they do, they will be the Eclipse genetics. So that's pretty much it for today. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and share this to your friends who love the leopard geckos morph. And lastly, hit that subscribe button. I love to share with you guys all these good contents, and I do share video very frequently. So if you want to learn more about leopard geckos morph going forward, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be the master when it comes to leopard gecko morph. But that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything that I missed from my video, comment down below. I believe there's a couple things that I missed. I just didn't include it because I don't feel confident sharing in this video. So if you know anything about it, make sure you write a comment down below for me so that I can learn about another Eclipse genes as well. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching my video until now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Gecko!